Good afternoon. Topping our news today, 2 people were taken to the hospital in Duluth following an accident involving 2 trucks, 8 cars, and a DTA bus this afternoon. A dump truck loaded with dirt lost its brakes as it turned off Mesaba Avenue down 2nd Avenue West about 12:45 this afternoon. It careened out of control down the avenue, striking 1 car as it drove through the intersection of 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street, and then striking several other unoccupied parked cars before hitting an unoccupied semi parked on the corner of 2nd Avenue West and Superior Street. The area is still blocked off at this hour as crews clean up car parts, bank documents, and spilled diesel fuel plus leaking gasoline. Dave Jensch joins us from the scene of the accident. Dave, what's going on now?
Well, Barbara, as you can see behind me right now, it's still kind of a mess down here on the avenue. That tangled mass of wreckage you see down below me, you can kind of see the back end of a tow truck sticking out. They've got a hold of the semi that was struck, actually the last vehicle to be struck by the gravel truck as it came down the avenue. It's been kind of cut in half, I guess, for lack of a better explanation. You can see the wheels and the carriage just behind the officer standing down on the sidewalk, and the rest of the truck is down below being dragged away piece by this tow truck, and they've got other trucks here cleaning up the debris that spilled out of the truck. It's still a traffic mess down here. Superior Street, of course, is blocked, and the avenue is blocked. There's a lot of traffic on 1st Street, and chaos down here. Now, the truck essentially, if you can get a picture for what I'm talking about, and you can see I'm really in the middle of traffic right here, and I'm going to try to keep from getting run down, but the truck came down the avenue. You can see skid marks from here as you look up, really at every street crossing as it came down. In fact, eyewitnesses were telling me that it would leave the ground as it would hit these streets and come to rest down on the avenue on the other side. Came shooting down here, down the avenue, missing a lot of cars, but in the process hitting a number of vehicles. I believe the total is 8 now, and a DTA bus, and eventually striking the building you see there, the corner of North Shore Bank, and hitting that, embedding itself basically in that truck. The dump truck itself now has been pulled around the corner, and the cleanup process is underway, obviously cleaning up debris, and they're thinking that within about 30 minutes or so, they should be able to have the fuel cleaned up and the debris cleaned up, and they should be open for traffic. But obviously, who knows, and we'll keep our eye on the situation and get back to you. Live downtown, I'm Dave Jensch. Back to you, Barbara.
David, certainly the accident was bad enough, but with pedestrian and vehicular traffic as it was at that time of the day, it is lucky that it wasn't worse. Can you give us any indication if they know as to why this happened or how it could have happened?
Well, at this point, no. The investigation obviously underway. Of course, we have 2 men in the hospital. Their identities have not been released yet, the driver of the truck and a person who was sitting in one of the vehicles, and we're hoping to get more of that information. Obviously, this just happened a short time ago. As we get the information, we'll bring it to you, Barbara.
Thank you, David.
Good evening, everyone. It was the scare of a lifetime for 2 Duluth truckers whose vehicles apparently lost their brakes while driving down the city's steep hillside. One truck ended up in a multiple crash involving several cars, a bus, and a semi. The other rolled over after barely negotiating a turn with wheels in the air. Julie Hill joins us now from 2nd Avenue West and Superior Street, where the truck left a path of destruction. And Julie, apparently the driver in that truck may have known he was experiencing trouble from way up on Mesaba Avenue.
Yes, Dennis, it seems to be. That was about 3 hours ago, and that's why we're still down here right now. Now, they just removed the wreckage of the semi from the accident site, and Superior Street is still closed off while the police continue to investigate. Now, they're still cleaning stuff up, but the scene was a lot different this afternoon. This scene is every Duluth driver's nightmare, the result of a crowded street, a downhill avenue, and no brakes. Becky Kirsch of Duluth saw the accident up close after the dump truck passed her.
We were up between 3rd and 4th Street on this avenue, and we heard a truck squealing, and we looked up, and there was a truck out of control coming down the avenue. And as he passed our vehicle, we saw that he was trying really hard to stop it.
After that, there was nothing the driver could do to avoid the final collision.
He was going so fast by then, and everything just went flying. It just was really loud, a lot of noise.
The driver of the dump truck and a nearby cab driver were both taken to the hospital. Besides injuries, authorities soon had other concerns with debris, leaking gas, and the skywalk.
Our concerns for the skywalk right now are precautionary. It doesn't appear that it was damaged, but we don't want to take a chance.
But the cleanup is likely to be the tough part. A number of cars and a DTA bus were also involved. The collision also destroyed traffic lights, street lights, and let loose the semi's load of bank deposit slips, which will be swirling around downtown for some time. Now, Dennis, those things that are swirling around downtown are savings withdrawal and savings deposit slips. They're all over the street because of the wind this afternoon. Also, the truck was carrying some shampoo and conditioner, and those little bottles are also flying all over the place down here. Now, police say they are still investigating the accident. There is no word on how bad the injured were in this accident. As I said, 2 people were brought to the hospital, and we will also be finding out, hopefully, their condition later tonight.
Julie, when we look at the video, one wonders how anybody escaped with their lives. That was a tremendous amount of damage down there.
Well, Dennis, miracles do happen, so I'm sure that's what that guy's thinking tonight.
All right, I'm sure. All right, Julie Hill, thank you, live from downtown. Now, and just a few minutes after that accident, another truck accident, and this one was a dump truck that may have lost its brakes coming down 6th Avenue East. The driver tried to turn the corner at 5th Street, and he rolled the truck, and he spilled his cargo of gravel behind the Doherty Hardware building. The driver of the truck was treated at the scene by paramedics from Gold Cross and then taken by ambulance to a local hospital. Skid marks on the roadway indicate the truck was probably negotiating the corner with some of its wheels in the air, with the truck's brakes still smoking not long after it flipped. No other injuries in this accident, but between the 2 downtown crashes, police and emergency rescue squads were kept moving. Both this crash and the larger accident are still under investigation.